Hey guys, welcome to Y&R Daily Update YouTube channel. Today's topics: The Young and the Restless, spoilers. Lily cons Kane and falls hard for him. The Young and the Restless, Y&R spoilers tease that tangled webs are weaved when first we practice to deceive. Is this the lesson ahead for Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, and Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn? Get updates on the latest news about The Young and the Restless straight to your inbox. We use your personal data for interest-based advertising as outlined in our privacy notice. What is this? In the August 7th episode, Victor Newman, Eric Braeden pitched an unholy idea to Lily. Pretend to like Kane in order to ruin him from the inside out. Lily passed and assured Devin Winters Brighton James that a fake Kane reunion isn't something she is ready for. But now that she's slept on the idea, might she find it appealing? Will Lily snooker Kane? Kane is the reason that Damian Kane Germain Rivers is dead, and Lily was about to launch a relationship with him. This alone could prevent her from trusting Kane, but there is so much more that he's done to put people off. Still, Kane and Lily were married and have kids together. So, obviously, there was something there between them at one time. Kane still loves Lily, but she is disgusted by this new version of her old husband. Is Victor Newman right about her being the key to bringing the louse down? What is this? The Young and the Restless is about to explode with a twist that has the potential to reshape Genoa City's love and power dynamics for months to come. According to the latest inside buzz, Lily Winters is about to embark on a bold and dangerous con, one with Kane Ashby right at the center. But this isn't just about payback, manipulation, or business revenge. This is a game where the lines between love and lies will blur, and the consequences could leave more than just a few hearts shattered. Lily has been through her share of betrayals, heartbreak, and disappointments. But she's never been one to completely let go of her strategic instincts. When the chance to manipulate Kane's emotions in order to gain a strategic advantage lands in her lap, she can't resist. The twist: somewhere between the scheming and the pretending, she finds herself remembering why she once fell in love with him, and that emotional trip down memory lane could turn her plan upside down. It all begins when Lily catches wind of a deal Kane is pursuing, one that could have ripple effects on Chancellor Winters. Her sources tell her Kane has been quietly networking with a shadowy investor group. And while on the surface, the venture looks legitimate, it threatens to undercut a major project she's been spearheading. Lily knows Kane well enough to suspect he's not telling the whole truth about his motives. While she's built a reputation as a poised, level-headed business leader since her return to Genoa City, she still has a streak of fierce protectiveness when it comes to her work and her family's legacy. So, instead of confronting him head-on, she decides on a more subtle approach. She pretends to be open to reconnecting with him, get close enough to find out exactly what he's planning, and then use the information to either stop the deal or flip it to her advantage. The setup for Lily's con is deceptively simple. She makes a point of running into Kane by accident at Crimson Lights, letting a warm smile linger just long enough to spark curiosity. He's caught off guard at first, but his old charm comes to life quickly. Their conversation is light and easy with just enough nostalgia to make him wonder if she's softening toward him. Lily keeps it casual for now, but she plants the seed, an invitation to meet up for lunch, to catch up and talk about how far they've both come. In reality, she's already mapped out a plan to steer the conversation toward his current business dealings without making him feel cornered. She's counting on Kane's old weakness, his tendency to talk too much when he thinks someone's genuinely interested in his success, to lead him right into her trap. What Lily doesn't expect is how quickly the spark between them reignites. At their first lunch, she finds herself laughing at his jokes, remembering how he used to make her feel seen and understood in a way few others ever have. It catches her off guard, and she has to remind herself that this is a game, that she's doing this for a reason. Kane, for his part, seems both intrigued and cautious. Subscribe our channel for more latest update. He knows Lily well enough to suspect there's more to her sudden warmth, but he's also not immune to the way she looks at him, the way her eyes soften when they talk about old memories. If she's playing a game, he might just be willing to play along for now. As their meetings continue, Lily's strategy starts working. Kane drops hints about a mysterious new partner in his venture, someone with deep pockets and a history of aggressive corporate takeovers. He also lets slip that he's aiming to close the deal before the next Chancellor Winters board meeting, which sets off alarms in Lily's mind. She starts digging behind the scenes, calling in favors and connecting the dots, and what she finds is more dangerous than she expected. The investor Kane is courting has ties to companies known for gutting family businesses and stripping them for parts. If Kane's deal goes through, it could be disastrous. Not just for her project, but for Chancellor Winters as a whole. The more Lily learns, the more urgent her mission becomes. But the deeper she goes, the harder it is to keep her emotions in check. She starts seeing glimmers of the man she once loved, the man who fought for her when no one else would, the man who held her hand through heartbreak and loss. And Kane isn't making it easy to keep her walls up. He's attentive, flirtatious in a way that feels natural rather than forced. And every now and then, he lets his guard down enough to reveal his own doubts and fears. Lily knows she's walking a dangerous line because if she starts caring too much, she risks losing sight of why she started this in the first place. The turning point comes one night when Kane invites Lily to dinner at his place. It's nothing fancy, just the two of them sharing pasta and wine, but the intimacy is undeniable. They reminisce about their first apartment, about the kids when they were little, about the trips they never got to take. When Kane looks at her and says he still thinks about what if, Lily feels something shift inside her. It's not part of the plan. She tells herself she's just keeping him hooked so he'll keep talking. But when he leans in and kisses her, she doesn't pull away. In that moment, the con becomes a lot more complicated. The fallout builds slowly. Lily uncovers proof that the investor Kane is dealing with intends to dismantle Chancellor Winters' new media division, the very project she's been fighting to protect. She knows she has to stop the deal, but to do that, she may have to betray Kane in a way that will make reconciliation impossible. At the same time, Kane starts to suspect she's been playing him. He's not a fool, and the timing of her sudden interest isn't lost on him. He begins doing some digging of his own. And when he realizes she's been in contact with people who could have fed her information about his deal, he starts preparing for a confrontation. When the truth finally comes out, it's explosive. Kane feels humiliated and furious, accusing Lily of using his feelings against him. Lily, equally emotional, fires back that he was about to sell out a company that means everything to her and to their family's legacy. The fight is raw, messy, and full of old wounds resurfacing. But beneath the anger, there's something else, a deep, unresolved pull between them that neither can ignore. Kane calls her out for pretending to feel something just to get what she wanted. Lily insists she didn't plan to let her guard down, that somewhere along the way, the act stopped being an act. She admits she still cares for him, even if she can't trust him. The storyline is poised to split the audience right down the middle. Some fans will root for Lily, seeing her as a fierce, strategic woman protecting what matters most. Others will side with Kane, believing he genuinely wanted to rebuild what they had and that Lily's manipulation crossed a line. Either way, their dynamic is set to fuel months of tension, passion, and power plays. Whether this ends in renewed romance, scorched earth revenge, or an uneasy alliance, one thing is certain. Lily and Kane's story isn't anywhere near over. If Y&R plays this right, we could see a long burn arc where Lily and Kane are forced to work together despite the betrayal, maybe even joining forces against a bigger corporate threat. And if that happens, the blurred line between love and strategy could turn into something far messier and far more addictive to watch. For now, all eyes are on the next moves they make, because in Genoa City, love may be the greatest con of all. The morning after their explosive fight, Lily can't shake the heaviness in her chest. She's pacing in her penthouse, coffee growing cold on the counter, replaying every word they said. The look in Kane's eyes, hurt layered with disbelief, cuts her more deeply than she expected. Subscribe our channel for more latest update. She tells herself she had no choice, that saving Chancellor Winters from a predatory takeover mattered more than protecting his ego. But the truth is messier. Somewhere along the way, her mission stopped being about winning and started being about him. That realization terrifies her. At the same time, Kane is stewing in his apartment. The signed contract with his investor sitting on the table like a ticking bomb. He hasn't inked the final approval yet, not because he's rethinking the deal, but because Lily's words rattled him. She's right about one thing. This investor isn't in it for the long haul. He knows that. But Kane's been desperate to prove he can build something again to show the business world and maybe Lily that he's still relevant. The thought that she may have seen through him from the start burns, but the idea that her feelings might have been genuine. That's the spark that keeps him from tearing up the contract entirely. In true Genoa City fashion, fate doesn't let them avoid each other for long. Later that day, they run into each other at society. The air is thick with tension, but neither walks away. Lily crosses her arms. Still planning to hand over your company to corporate vultures? She asks, voice low, but sharp. Kane leans in, his own tone equally biting. Still pretending you care about me, just to get your way. They lock eyes, not just with anger, but with something unspoken that neither will admit. Abby, watching from the bar, senses the fireworks and makes a mental note to stay out of it. Over the next few days, Chancellor Winter's board meeting looms closer. Lily works behind the scenes to court alternative investors, hoping to block Kane's deal without needing his cooperation. Meanwhile, Kane's mysterious partner, a suave businessman named Damian starts pressuring him to finalize. Damian is smooth, calculating, and quick to notice Kane's distraction. Don't tell me a woman is going to make you miss the biggest opportunity of your career, Damian warns with a smirk. Kane bristles, but doesn't deny it. The emotional stakes climb when Lily receives an unexpected visit from Devon. He's picked up on whispers about Kane's deal and warns her that if it goes through, Chancellor Winters could be in a vulnerable position. Devon's protective side comes out. If you're not careful, Lily, Kane's going to drag you into another mess, whether you want to be there or not. Lily doesn't tell him she's already deeply involved. Instead, she assures him she has it under control. But Devon's suspicion is clear. He's been burned before and he's not sure his sister's heart is strong enough for this kind of gamble. The tipping point comes to nights before the board meeting. Lily decides to confront Kane one last time, not as a strategist, but as herself. She shows up at his door, rain falling hard outside. He opens it, startled to see her. If you're here to convince me again, don't waste your breath, he says. But Lily shakes her head. I'm here because I need you to know it wasn't all an act. She steps inside, dripping rainwater, and meets his gaze. Yes, I wanted to stop your deal, but somewhere along the way, I stopped seeing you as the enemy. Kane searches her face for a sign of sincerity. And what am I now? He asks quietly. Lily hesitates. I don't know, she admits, but I know I don't want to lose whatever this is again. It's the most vulnerable either of them has been in years. Kane doesn't answer right away. He just steps aside, letting her stay. And the night passes in a haze of cautious conversation and old aching familiarity. But in true soap fashion, just as they inch toward reconciliation, a curveball hits. Damian finds out Lily has been courting rival investors and decides to accelerate the deal without Kane's consent. By the next morning, the takeover is public news. Lily wakes to her phone exploding with calls. Chancellor Winter's board members in panic. She storms into Kane's office, convinced he betrayed her, only to see the shock on his face as he reads the headlines. They realize Damian played them both. From here, the storyline pivots into an uneasy alliance. Lily and Kane must put their anger aside to undo Damian's grip before the company's future is gutted. It's a high-stakes race. Corporate maneuvering by day, unresolved tension by night. As they work side by side, their old rhythm returns, but so does the danger of falling too far, too fast. Kane starts to believe this second chance could be real. Lily, torn between her head and her heart, isn't sure if she's saving the company, or saving him. And by the time the final confrontation with Damian arrives, the stakes aren't just about business anymore. Subscribe our channel for more latest update. They're about whether Lily and Kane can survive a game that started as a con, but has turned into the most dangerous gamble of all, trusting each other again. Victor thinks Lily can bring Kane down. Lily could be the only person who can crack Kane's mystery agenda. But to do that, Lily has to pull off the con of the year by pretending to give him another chance. The stakes are high since Kane is ruthless and ready to do whatever it takes to get what he wants. There are also tons of fans who think that Lily's in denial about her very much alive feelings for Kane. If Lily spends time with Kane, she risks falling for him all over again. But is that really so terrible? Genoa City is no stranger to schemes, heartbreak, and jaw-dropping betrayals. But the latest whispers from behind the Chancellor Winters boardroom doors could put Lily Winters right in the center of one of the most shocking power plays in recent memory. Word is Lily may be setting her sights on ex-husband Kane Ashby, not for romance, but for a calculated con that could change the corporate landscape and her personal life in ways she never saw coming. The question everyone's asking, is Lily about to snooker Kane in the most unexpected way? And if she does, will she lose her heart in the process? It begins with a whisper, a rumor about Kane resurfacing in high-level business circles with a potential new deal on the table. Lily, who's worked tirelessly to cement her position as a savvy leader at Chancellor Winters, doesn't like what she hears. This deal isn't just a threat to a project she's nurturing. It could undermine the entire company's stability. And if there's one thing Lily has learned in Genoa City, it's that you can't wait for trouble to knock. You have to get ahead of it before it arrives. So, she decides on a bold approach: get close to Kane, learn his playbook, and take him down before he even realizes she's in the game. The first step is simple but effective. She engineers a chance meeting at Crimson Lights. She greets him with just enough warmth to keep him guessing. He's cautious, eyes narrowing in that charming but suspicious way she remembers all too well. "Didn't expect to see you here," he says. She smiles lightly, taking a seat. "It's Genoa City, Kane. We were bound to run into each other eventually." What she doesn't say is that she's been tracking his moves for days. She dangles the idea of catching up, of talking about the past, knowing Kane has never been immune to nostalgia. From there, Lily plays the long game. She agrees to dinners, shares easy laughs, and slowly lowers his guard. The chemistry they once had bubbles up again, complicating her mission. Kane talks about his new venture, careful not to reveal too much. But Lily is patient. She knows that Kane's ego can't resist showing off once he feels he's winning someone over. Over glasses of wine at society, he lets slip just enough for Lily to piece together that his mysterious backer is Damian Cross, a name that rings alarm bells for her. Damian is infamous for hostile takeovers and gutting companies from the inside out. Now Lily's mission is crystal clear: stop Kane from delivering the keys of a potential business empire into Damian's hands. She starts making calls, lining up her own quiet alliances. Devon notices her working late and asks questions. She deflects, but he suspects there's more going on. "You're playing with fire," he warns her. Lily brushes it off with a practiced smile. "I know what I'm doing," but the closer she gets to Kane, the harder it becomes to separate business from the lingering pull between them. One night, after an especially tense exchange about the morality of his deal, the argument fades into silence, and he kisses her. For a split second, she forgets about Damian, about the boardroom, about the plan. It's just them, like it used to be, before the lies, before the distance. She tells herself it's part of the act, a way to keep him close. Deep down, she knows it's not that simple. Still, she pushes forward. As the Chancellor Winter's board meeting approaches, Lily gathers evidence of Damian's shady history, ready to expose him and derail Kane's project in one calculated strike. But Kane is no fool. He begins to suspect that Lily's sudden interest might not be entirely genuine. He hires a contact to dig into her recent business activity, and soon he has his own proof. She's been meeting with rival investors. The night before the meeting, Kane confronts her. "Was any of this real?" he demands, his voice tight with betrayal. Lily, caught off guard, fires back. "Was any of what you're doing real, Kane? Or was it just about proving you can still pull off a deal?" No matter who gets hurt, the fight is raw, full of history and unspoken longing. Neither wins. They part with harsh words, each convinced the other has crossed an unforgivable line. Subscribe our channel for more latest update. Then, in true Y&R fashion, the real twist hits. Damian moves without Kane's final sign-off, making the takeover public before the meeting even happens. The news sends Chancellor Winters into chaos, shareholders in panic. Lily storms into Kane's office, ready to accuse him. But the look on his face stops her. He's as blindsided as she is. They realize they've both been played, and for the first time in weeks, they're on the same side. What follows is an uneasy truce. Lily and Kane join forces to block Damian's control, leveraging her connections and his insider knowledge to outmaneuver him. It's a tense partnership. Long nights, whispered strategies. Moments where the old rhythm between them resurfaces, despite everything. Kane admits he underestimated Damian, and Lily admits she let her feelings blur her judgment. The walls they've built start to crack, but trust is still fragile. In the climactic boardroom showdown, Lily presents hard evidence of Damian's past takeovers, forcing the shareholders to back away from the deal. Damian, cornered, delivers a parting shot, warning them both that in business and in love, second chances are a dangerous gamble. With Damian gone, the immediate crisis is over, but the personal fallout is far from settled. Back at Lily's penthouse, Kane shows up unannounced. "We make a pretty good team when we're not trying to outplay each other," he says with a crooked smile. She laughs softly, but there's an ache behind it. "Maybe, but we're still us, Kane. And that's never been simple." He steps closer, searching her face. Maybe simple's overrated. The air between them crackles with possibility. But whether this is the start of something new or the beginning of another heartbreak remains to be seen. The question now isn't just whether Lily successfully snookered Kane, it's whether in the process she snookered herself into caring again. And in Genoa City, that might be the riskiest con of all. The Damian cross fallout may have cooled in the headlines, but in Genoa City, trouble rarely disappears. It just changes form. Weeks after the boardroom showdown, Lily and Kane's uneasy alliance lingers like a fragile truce neither quite knows how to handle. They've gone from adversaries to reluctant partners, sharing small victories in Chancellor Winter's recovery effort. But the elephant in the room remains. How much of what happened between them was real, and how much was part of the game? Kane tries to bridge the distance, stopping by Lily's office under the pretense of discussing financial reports. "You've been avoiding me," he says lightly, though there's an edge under the smile. Lily looks up from her laptop, feigning surprise. "I've been busy saving the company you almost handed over to a corporate shark." He chuckles, leaning against the desk. "We both know Damian played us both. Question is, what are you going to do with the guy who helped you take him down?" The implication hangs there, and Lily knows exactly what he means. Meanwhile, Devon is watching closely. He never trusted Kane's sudden reappearance and now has even less patience for the growing closeness he sees between his sister and her ex. When Billy Abbott mentions over coffee that he saw Kane and Lily laughing at society, Devon's protective instincts flare. "She's worked too hard to get where she is," Devon mutters. "The last thing she needs is Kane dragging her back into old patterns." Billy raises a brow. "Or maybe the last thing she needs is her brother deciding who she can and can't see." Devon shrugs, but the tension is set. Across town, Damian isn't gone for good. In a sleek office in Chicago, he's nursing his wounded pride and plotting his next move. A phone call to Audra Charles sets the stage for a dangerous new alliance. "Lily Winters and Kane Asheb think they've beaten me," Damian says smoothly. "What they don't realize is I've already found my way back in through someone they'd never suspect." Audra, ever the opportunist, smiles. "Tell me more." Back in Genoa City, Lily and Kane are pulled into another joint project. Restructuring the company's overseas division after Damian's failed takeover. The long nights at the office reignite their old rhythm, the easy banter slipping into moments that feel too intimate for comfort. One late evening, after they finalize a deal with a London partner, Kane lingers at her door. "You know, we could be good together again," he says quietly. Lily's expression hardens, but her voice wavers. "We're not the same people we were, Kane." He nods slowly. "Exactly, we're better. But any personal progress is threatened when someone leaks internal documents to the press. Documents that paint Chancellor Winters in a negative light. The leak jeopardizes a major merger deal, and suspicion runs rampant." Subscribe our channel for more latest updates. Billy suggests it could be an outside hacker. Devon wonders if Kane's involvement is coincidence or something more. Lily, torn between her instincts and her growing feelings, confronts Kane directly. "Tell me you had nothing to do with this," she demands. Kane meets her gaze, hurt flashing in his eyes. "If you still think I'd sabotage you after everything we've been through, maybe you don't know me at all." The truth, however, is more complicated. Damian's alliance with Audra has allowed them to plant seeds of distrust between Lily and Kane. The leak is part of a larger scheme, one designed to make Lily push Kane away while destabilizing the company from within. And it works. The merger deal collapses. Tensions at Chancellor Winters spike, and Lily withdraws emotionally from Kane just as he was beginning to believe in a real second chance. Then comes the bombshell. Jill Abbott returns from Europe with evidence that Damian has been working through a proxy, a name that shocks Lily. Audra Charles. Devon wants to move fast to cut her out of Newman Media entirely, but Lily sees an opportunity. "If Audra is the middleman, we can use her to get to Damian, but it'll mean working with Kane again." Devon warns her that another joint venture could be a disaster for her heart, but Lily's mind is made up. When Lily tells Kane about the plan, his initial reaction is bitter. "So, I'm just a pawn again." She shakes her head. "No, this time we're both playing to win." They form a careful strategy, lure Audra into thinking they're divided, then use her overconfidence to expose Damian's next move. It's a risky game full of staged arguments in public and whispered alliances behind closed doors. In the final week of this arc, the trap snaps shut in classic Y&R style. At a high-profile Chancellor Winters gala, Damian attends under a false identity, confident his plan is on track. But Lily and Kane have planted enough breadcrumbs for the press and for Jill to connect him to the corporate sabotage. When Damian realizes he's been cornered, his mask slips. "Enjoy your victory, Winters," he hisses to Lily. "But ask yourself, when the dust settles, will you still trust the man standing next to you?" With that, he's escorted out by security, but the damage to Lily and Kane's relationship is already done. The night ends with them alone on the terrace, the city lights glittering below. Kane breaks the silence. "We won, Lil, but I'm not sure we know what to do with that anymore." She exhales, looking at him with a mixture of longing and exhaustion. Maybe winning isn't the same as getting back what we had. He takes a step closer, testing the space between them. Or maybe it's the first step. The tension is thick, the ending unresolved, leaving the door wide open for Y&R to play this as a slow burn redemption or a fresh betrayal. And if Lily truly did snooker Kane this time, the biggest twist may be that she's the one caught in her own game. Lily plays dangerous game. If Lily dates Kane, she'll have to make it look real, which means a kiss or two and all of her memories could flood back in, leaving her vulnerable. Explosive. The Young and the Restless spoilers hint that Lily's reality could get messy real fast, real soon. Tell us why, Y&R fans. Do you think she should con Kane to save GC? Be sure to catch up on everything happening with the Young and the Restless right now. Come back here often for the hottest Y&R updates, news, and spoilers. Get comfortable and gain access to the best soap intel on the web. Lily Winters has never been afraid to fight for what she believes in, but the latest whispers out of Genoa City suggest she's about to step into a game that could cost her far more than she bargained for. Insiders say Lily is about to make a bold move that could shake Chancellor Winters to its core. And Kane Ashby is right at the center of the storm. It's a high-stakes blend of business maneuvering, personal history, and temptation. And the closer Lily gets to her goal, the more dangerous the game becomes. It all starts with a tip from a trusted source. A quiet warning that a corporate shark is circling Chancellor Winters. This investor, Damian, has a reputation for sweet-talking his way into partnerships before gutting companies from the inside out. Lily's stomach twists when she hears the name connected to Kane's latest business venture. She's worked too hard to build stability after her return to Genoa City to let anyone, especially Kane, jeopardize everything. She could go to Devon, but this feels personal. If Kane is really playing with fire, she wants to know why, and she wants to stop him herself. Subscribe our channel for more latest update. Her first move is subtle. She makes sure to accidentally bump into Kane at Crimson Lights, letting the surprise register in his eyes before giving him a smile that's warm but guarded. They exchange pleasantries. The conversation easy enough to pass for casual, but every word Lily chooses is calculated. She plants the idea of catching up over lunch, dangling nostalgia like bait. Kane hesitates for a fraction of a second before agreeing. Over the next week, Lily plays her role to perfection. She allows Kane to reminisce, laughs at his jokes, and lets him think the old connection is still alive. The truth is, it is alive, and that's what makes this dangerous. Each time he looks at her like he used to, she feels a flicker of something she's been trying to bury for years, but she reminds herself why she's doing this, to get close enough to learn his plan before it's too late. It works. Kane starts talking carefully at first, then with more confidence. He hints at Damian's deep pockets and talks about strategic expansions that sound more like takeover opportunities. Lily files away every detail, already thinking of who she can call to verify the information. But she doesn't expect to feel protective when Kane talks about the deal like it's his chance to prove himself again. She knows his pride, his need to stand on his own 2 feet after years of being overshadowed, and it complicates her resolve. Devon notices Lily's distraction and asks if something's wrong. She brushes him off, not ready to reveal she's quietly circling Kane. Devon, ever protective, warns her not to let old feelings cloud her judgment. "You've got a company to run, Lil," he says. "Don't get caught in Kane's mess again." She smiles and insists she's fine, but his words linger. The real danger comes when Kane invites her to dinner at his place. She tells herself it's just another opportunity to gather information, but when they fall into easy conversation about their kids, their past, and the future they once imagined, the line between strategy and sincerity blurs. When he kisses her, she doesn't pull away. For a moment, she forgets all about Damian, the boardroom, and the risk she's taking. The morning after, she tries to reset. She calls a contact in London to dig deeper into Damian's history and learns exactly what she feared. Multiple companies gutted, employees left in the lurch, assets sold for parts. She knows she has to stop this deal, but now it's not just about protecting Chancellor Winters. It's about protecting Kane from himself. But Kane isn't as naive as he seems. He starts to suspect Lily's renewed interest has a motive. He hires someone to look into her recent meetings and learns she's been in touch with rival investors. When he confronts her, the fight is brutal. "Was any of this real?" he demands. "Or have you been playing me from the start?" She fires back. "You're the one making deals with a corporate predator. What did you expect me to do? Sit back and watch." The fight leaves them both raw, and before they can recover, Damian makes his move. He announces the deal publicly, cutting Kane out of the final approval process and sending Chancellor Winters into chaos. Lily storms into Kane's office, ready to accuse him, only to see the shock in his eyes. They realize Damian has been playing them both and that if they don't work together, it's over for both of them. The uneasy alliance is tense but effective. They combine Lily's network with Kane's insider knowledge, working late into the night to build a case against Damian. In the process, the old connection between them simmers back to life, though neither is willing to fully admit it. Devon, watching from the sidelines, becomes more vocal in his disapproval, warning Lily that Kane will break her heart again. She insists she can handle herself. But her resolve is tested every time Kane lets his guard down and shows the man she once loved. The showdown comes at a high-profile Chancellor Winters investor event. Damian arrives confident. Audra Charles at his side, a shocking reveal that sends ripples through the room. But Lily and Kane are ready. They've arranged for Damian's history to be leaked to the press mid-event, and as reporters swarm, the shareholders begin to back away. Audra tries to salvage the situation, but Damian realizes the game is over. "You're good, Winters," he says quietly to Lily as he's escorted out. "But playing with your heart on the line will be your undoing." After the dust settles, Lily and Kane find themselves alone on the terrace, the city lights casting long shadows. "We did it," Kane says. She nods, but her eyes are distant. "Yeah, we won." He steps closer, searching her face. "So, what happens now?" She hesitates, torn between the safety of walking away and the pull of what they could be again. "I don't know," she admits. It's the kind of ending Y&R loves. Unresolved, charged with possibility, and ready to spiral into either redemption or heartbreak. The dangerous game isn't over. It's just moved to a new phase. And for Lily Winters, the next move could be the one that changes everything. The latest spoilers from The Young and the Restless reveal a gripping and emotionally charged storyline centered around Lily Winters and her ex-husband, Kane Ashby. After learning about Kane's secret and potentially destructive business deal involving a ruthless investor named Damian Cross, Lily concocts a risky plan to infiltrate Kane's world by pretending to rekindle their past relationship. Her goal is to uncover Kane's true intentions and thwart a hostile takeover that threatens Chancellor Winters, the company she fiercely protects. However, the con becomes complicated as old feelings between Lily and Kane resurface, blurring the lines between strategy and genuine emotion. Their rekindled connection leads to moments of vulnerability, including a passionate kiss, making Lily question her own motivations. Despite Kane's suspicion that Lily's warmth is a ploy, he remains drawn to her, and the couple engages in a bitter confrontation when the truth about their deception emerges. The tension escalates when Damian Cross accelerates his hostile takeover without Kane's approval, forcing Lily and Kane into an uneasy alliance to save the company. Working together reignites their old chemistry but also exposes lingering trust issues, as they outmaneuver Damian and his accomplice, Audra Charles. Their partnership grows more complex, caught between business warfare and personal history. Though they succeed in preventing the takeover, the relationship between Lily and Kane remains unresolved. Outside forces, including family members like Devon and Billy, and corporate sabotage, continue to add pressure and uncertainty, leaving their future hanging in the balance. This storyline is a potent mix of corporate intrigue, past heartbreak, and the dangerous gamble of second chances, promising months of suspense, emotional turmoil, and unexpected twists in Genoa City. Lily Winters plans a risky con by pretending to rekindle her relationship with Kane Ashby to stop a hostile takeover. Old flames reignite between Lily and Kane, complicating their business rivalry with real emotions. Kane suspects Lily's intentions and uncovers her secret meetings with rival investors, leading to a fierce confrontation. ruthless investor Damian moves ahead with a hostile takeover, forcing Lily and Kane into an uneasy alliance. The duo works together to expose Damian and his accomplice, Audra Charles, saving Chancellor Winters from collapse. Despite their victory, trust remains fragile and their personal relationship is left unresolved. The storyline teases a slow burn arc filled with tension, passion, and power plays that could redefine their future. The complexity of deception and emotion. Lily's plan to con Kane highlights how deception in personal relationships can quickly become entangled with genuine emotions. Her internal conflict balancing strategic objectives with rekindled feelings speaks to the human vulnerability beneath calculated moves. A classic soap opera theme that heightens drama and viewer engagement, * corporate intrigue as a narrative driver. The threat posed by Damian and his hostile takeover serves as a catalyst for the storyline, illustrating how business conflicts in * The Young and the Restless often mirror and intensify personal struggles. This blend of corporate drama and romantic tension enriches the plot, while grounding it in high-stakes realism. Trust and betrayal as central themes. Kane's suspicion and eventual confrontation with Lily emphasize the fragility of trust after betrayal. Their unresolved feelings and mutual accusations reflect the emotional complexity of broken relationships, making their interactions unpredictable and compelling. This tension is essential for sustaining long-term audience interest. Unlikely alliances and power dynamics. Forced cooperation between Lily and Kane against Damian underscores the soap's recurring motif of shifting alliances. It reveals how enemies can become partners when faced with a greater threat, complicating power dynamics and character relationships in ways that keep the story fresh and engaging. Family and loyalty influence decisions. Devon's protective stance toward Lily and skepticism about Kane's return adds a layer of familial tension that enriches the narrative. It showcases how family loyalties and past experiences shape character decisions, adding depth and realism to their motivations beyond business and romance. Slow burn storytelling enhances emotional impact. The gradual rebuilding of Lily and Kane's relationship, punctuated by moments of intimacy and conflict, exemplifies slow burn storytelling. This approach allows for nuanced character development and heightened emotional stakes, making eventual resolutions or betrayals more impactful for viewers. Open-ended conclusion fuels anticipation. The unresolved ending, with Lily and Kane caught between victory and personal uncertainty, is a deliberate narrative choice that fuels speculation and anticipation. It leaves multiple possibilities: open redemption, renewed romance, or heartbreak, ensuring sustained viewer engagement and discussion. Lily Winters' decision to engage in a con against Kane Ashby is a calculated but emotionally fraught move. She is portrayed as a strong, strategic businesswoman protecting her family's legacy, yet her vulnerability surfaces repeatedly as she grapples with residual love for Kane. This duality makes her character multidimensional and relatable. Her initial rejection of the idea to fake affection for Kane evolves into a dangerous but necessary tactic, reflecting the complexity of balancing personal pain with professional duty. Kane, on the other hand, is shown as a man caught between ambition and emotional baggage. His desire to prove himself in the business world is complicated by his history with Lily and the shadow of his deceased brother, Damian. His cautious but genuine responses to Lily's advances reveal a man who is both guarded and hopeful, adding layers to his character and making his eventual suspicion and anger understandable. The presence of Damian elevates the stakes significantly. As a predatory investor known for hostile takeovers, Damian embodies the external threat that forces Lily in Kane's hands. His alliance with Audra Charles introduces further intrigue and betrayal, highlighting the ever-present dangers in Genoa City's corporate world. The fact that Damian's plan unfolds despite Kane's hesitation and Lily's efforts intensifies the drama and drives the narrative towards an explosive climax. The interplay between personal and professional domains is a hallmark of this storyline. The intimate dinners, nostalgic conversations, and moments of physical closeness juxtaposed with boardroom battles and corporate espionage create a rich tapestry where love and strategy collide. The tension between Lily and Kane is palpable, making their interactions unpredictable and emotionally charged. Family dynamics also play a crucial role. Devon's protective instincts and skepticism toward Kane add a realistic dimension, showing how past wounds influence current decisions. His warnings to Lily underscore the risk of repeating history, while Billy's casual remarks highlight the differing perspectives among Genoa City's residents. These subplots reinforce the main narrative and add complexity to character motivations. The story's slow-burn progression allows for nuanced development, avoiding rushed resolutions and keeping viewers invested. The gradual rekindling of feelings, punctuated by moments of doubt and confrontation, mirrors real-life complexities of reconciliation and trust. This pacing ensures that any eventual resolution or reconciliation or rupture will carry emotional weight. Finally, the open-ended conclusion, with Lily and Kane standing on precarious ground after their victory against Damian, invites speculation and sets the stage for future developments. Whether their alliance will evolve into a renewed romance or disintegrate under pressure remains uncertain. But the unresolved tension guarantees continued viewer engagement. In sum, this storyline exemplifies the young and the restless ability to weave together romance, betrayal, and corporate drama into a compelling narrative that explores human vulnerability and resilience. Amidst high-stakes intrigue, Lily Winter's con against Kane Ashby to protect Chancellor Winters from a hostile takeover by Damian Cross is a richly layered story blending business intrigue with complex emotional dynamics. As old flames reignite and new alliances form, the narrative explores themes of trust, betrayal, and the risks of second chances. With a slow burn pace and unresolved ending, the arc promises months of captivating drama fueled by passion, strategy, and the question of whether Lily and Kane can truly overcome their past and rebuild a future together.